Bare spots in the lawn can quickly and easily be fixed with a sod patch that you can grow yourself. Here's the process I use to grow my own sod and fix bare spots in my lawn. I started with a frame made out of 2x4s that's roughly 2 feet by 2 feet. Of course, you can always change the sizing if you need it bigger or smaller. 2 feet by 2 feet, that's just what I went with. Next, I added a plywood bottom, and you can drill some holes in it to allow for drainage. I'm using Scott's lawn soil, and I'm filling up my newly made planter basically all the way to the edge. Once I had my soil base, I add some Scott's Easy Seed to the top, and I'm basically ready for daily watering. 4 weeks later, and I have mature grass that's ready to be transplanted into the yard. Now, by lifting up on one side of the planter, I begin removing the screws along the edge that hold the 2x4 frame to the plywood base. Once all the screws are out, I can easily remove the 2x4 framing to reveal my perfectly square, pristine patch of sod. Now this is the bare spot in the lawn that I'm going to be repairing. Admittedly, the area is a little bit bigger than ideal, but I'm going to be targeting the worst part of it just to make it look a lot better. Now I'm going to use the 2x4 framing that I just removed in the last step to actually size up where I want that sod patch to go. Once I get it where I want it, I lightly spray paint the edges so that I have a reference for digging. With the frame removed, I can easily see the outline of where I need to dig. And the goal being to dig down just a few inches so that when I place that sod patch in, it sits level with the lawn. Now at this point you might be wondering, why even do this in the first place? Well, there's a few reasons. One, this area is pretty far away from my house, and stringing out hoses for over 300 feet, while possible, it's kind of a pain to do, and I just didn't want to do it. Dropping a sod patch in is way less watering intensive than growing grass from seed itself. Number two, some people are really particular about the type of grass in their lawn. If you're watching a YouTube video about lawn care, you might be one of those people. Now, whether your lawn is rye, Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue, or whatever it happens to be, you don't want to transplant a different type of grass into what you already have. So buying sod from the big box retailers, you don't know exactly what you're getting. Growing your own sod allows you to match the seed perfectly. Whatever you use for overseeding in the fall, use that to grow your sod patch. And using this method is going to allow your sod patch to match your existing lawn perfectly. With my hole digging complete, I'm almost ready to drop in the sod patch. Now I'm running a piece of string trimmer line through the bottom of that sod patch between the plywood and the patch itself. And I'm doing that to separate it from the plywood. That's going to allow the patch to slide off that plywood just a little bit easier. And that's the next step. Slide the sod patch off of the plywood into the hole that you just dug. Now a few adjustments are going to be needed. Tuck in those corners, tamp it down accordingly, and use any extra dirt you have from digging the hole to kind of fill in any seams or areas like that that aren't a perfect fit. Now I'll carry the watering can out a few times during the first week just to make sure everything gets established. But that's about it. It's mature grass, it's essentially ready for mowing, and it instantly looks pretty good. Now when I was making this sod patch, I actually planted 2 types of grass seed. Pennington and Scott's. I planted them alongside each other to see which one actually grew faster. And the results of that test are in this video linked right here. In another video, I test out the theory of getting rid of ants in your yard with nothing more than soap and water. It sounded crazy to me too, and I knew that I had to try it. That video is also linked right here. Thanks for watching, and if you like the content, think about subscribing to the channel. Bye!